It is a 5-alarm fire for democracy in the United States of America. Donald Trump, who's trying to light a torch on democracy, continue to try to rig the election. His agenda is failing. His presidency is failing. He knows the headwinds in a midterm. Now he's dialing up for seats. He called Greg Abbott, who doesn't have the courage, doesn't have the conscience, and he has rolled over and he said, yes, sir, and. So we have got to step up. We tried to play by a higher set of standards and rules with our independent redistricting, and we believe in that. We are talking about emergency measures to respond to what's happening in Texas, and we will nullify what happens in Texas. We will pick up 5 seats with the consent of the people, and that's the difference between the approach we're taking and the approach they're taking. There are no rules for Donald Trump. And this is a serious moment in American history. And so we are here to meet this moment head on. We will not be complicit.
Is the United States 2025 at risk of becoming Germany in 1933? As someone who studied the Holocaust extensively for the last 25 years, the answer is it already is Germany in 1933. TikTok Trevor here, time for your daily history update. For some context, Hitler comes into power in January 33 as the head of a constitutional government, but in February of that year, the Reichstag buildings burned down. Hitler uses that as an excuse to get the Enabling Act passed, which gives him sweeping dictatorial authority. He begins to arrest his political opponents, builds a concentration camp, creates a secret police force, begins to shut down newspapers, and begins to pull all the power into himself. By 34, he has the control of the armed forces, and he is a full-fledged dictator. Well, already in 2025, Trump has already got all these things in place. He's in complete control of all 3 branches of government, the legislative, the executive, and the judicial, in that he controls the House and the Senate. The Supreme Court's on his side, and he is the executive branch. Number 2, he already has a constitutional crisis on his hands with the people that he's deporting overseas, and with this trade war he's created with the rest of the world. This is going to give him the crisis he needs in order to use the emergency powers of the presidency to do things that would otherwise be very much illegal and not under his authority. On top of that, he's already created a secret police force. ICE has the ability to arrest and to detain, to deport people without any political or legal recourse, which makes them exactly the equivalent of the Geheime Staatspolizei, which people desperately feared in 1933. On top of that, he's ordered the expansion of Guantanamo Bay to hold 30,000 more people, just like Hitler had Dachau built. And in fact, Trump is now musing openly about sending U.S. citizens to El Salvadorian prisons rather than building them in the United States, because it's cheaper to do that. Finally, Trump has the complete control of the military forces, which Hitler had to wait until 34 for, because he's the commander-in-chief of the United States military. Folks, there is a really dangerous precedent that's already been set, and the United States is sliding blithely into authoritarianism without any real recourse. The only shining light we might be able to look at in this particular case is when Hitler begins to dismantle authority in 1933, German democracy is barely 20 years old, and was viewed by many Germans as having been imposed by the Allies and the Treaty of Versailles with the Weimar government. The United States has got a thriving democracy that has lasted over 200 years. What we have to hope is that at some point, calmer, more rational minds will realize where they are going and begin to resist what's happening in the United States. Otherwise, we are very much looking at 1933 all over again. Consider yourself updated.
Trump under fire for the ongoing controversy about trying to maybe cook the books at the Bureau of Labor Statistics, ousting someone for telling the truth. His new nominee is a MAGA loyalist, Project 2025, economist who's worked with the Heritage Foundation. And as if that wasn't enough about the partisanship, when you want a mathematician, turns out he was right here, spotted at a crime spree, the January 6th attack, where others, of course, were convicted and went to prison for sedition. He was seen, however, walking away from the Capitol on the west side there. This was an hour after the mob started storming the barricades. That means that he was a part of this, which is concerning, but not, to be clear, evidence linking him to the criminal trespassing or other activities inside the building. The White House says he was a bystander. Remember, if you have to be identified as a bystander at a Trump event, that should tell you even the Trump folks are concerned about admitting about all the Trump supporters who commit crimes. So, hey, just a bystander. He says, or others around him, that he was in town for meetings and denies engaging in anything illegal. Trump ally Steve Bannon has pushed the nomination, and he's a frequent guest on that War Room show.
Have we put in our own person into BLS? Is a MAGA Republican that President Trump knows and trusts, are they running the Bureau of Labor Statistics yet, sir?
No, unfortunately, Steve, we still haven't gotten there. And I think that's part of the reason why we continue to have all of these different data problems.
Calls for partisanship over math.
Trump's big, beautiful bill is about to become the biggest heist in U.S. history, and you're the target. Most of the tax cut goes to the wealthy, while middle-class families get about $3 per day. But here's the catch. That $3 won't even cover what this bill takes away. 22 million Americans will see their healthcare premiums skyrocket by 75% when they lose tax credits. Everyone else, insurance companies can now charge you $450 more for out-of-pocket costs. Plus, $800 billion in Medicaid cuts will take away healthcare from 7.8 million Americans, mostly kids. To fix this disaster, we'd all pay 4 to 6% more in taxes. Oh, and you thought Medicare was safe? This bill could trigger a $535 billion cut. $209 billion slashed from SNAP means higher food costs for struggling families. Our farmers and ranchers will lose up to $30 billion when these families can't afford groceries. Eliminating clean energy credits could make your utility bills jump by around 7%, and up to 330,000 American jobs will vanish. Paying for college will be harder because the bill cuts $300 billion in student aid, and for many borrowers, doubles or triples their monthly payment. 426,000 students will lose access to federal loans with consumer protections. With all these cuts, surely we're reducing the deficit, right? Wrong. This bill adds $3.4 trillion to our debt, driving up interest rates on all types of loans. The poorest 20% of Americans, their taxes actually go up. This isn't a budget, it's robbery. 80 million Americans will suffer so billionaires can buy a bigger yacht. Don't let them get away with it. Tell your senators to stop this big, ugly bill.
Tonight, I say this to my Republican colleagues who are defending the indefensible. There will come a day when Donald Trump is gone, but your dishonor will remain.
All you MAGA butt plugs need to think about this for a second. If Trump's name wasn't all over the Epstein files, they would have been released unredacted, printed and bound in $500 special editions signed by Trump, recorded as an audiobook by Mel Gibson and tattooed on Marjorie Taylor Greene's ass. If you still think old Donnie's name isn't in those files, well, you're a special kind of stupid.
Want to dance, cheaters? Let's dance. For years, the Democrats have been playing by the rules while the Republicans kept breaking them. I really believe they thought they could lead by example, that integrity would matter, that the voters would recognize their respect for the Constitution and the rule of law and the voters themselves. But it just didn't work, and it lost them the House and the Senate and the presidency. We now have military-occupied cities, masked kidnappers rounding up our neighbors, tens of millions of people about to lose their health care, and our most basic human rights on the ropes. So there's no point in saying, well, those aren't the rules of boxing while the other team is roundhouse kicking you to the face. It doesn't matter if that's not how the sport is played. If it's being allowed, then the rules have changed. You either kick back or you get beat. And I think I can speak for a lot of us when I say we are sick of losing. California warned Texas that if they were going to mid-decade redistrict to steal seats from Democratic voters, then they would do the same. Texas Democrats tried to call attention to the blatant disenfranchisement of Texas voters by leaving the state so that state houses couldn't take a vote. But ultimately, we know Governor Abbott is going to go through with it, because if he doesn't, then Donald Trump is going to lose the House. So Gavin Newsom is meeting him where he is. He said, you do it, we'll do it. You've left us no choice. From all of us wanting the Democrats who would fight fire with fire, here it is. And I can only hope that other Democratic governors are going to match Newsom's energy. Listen, I'm going to talk a lot about this in the coming days. Why it had to be done. The fact that California Democrats are making these changes as legally and constitutionally as possible. That they could have just done it through the legislature like Texas is doing. But they are going through the voters with redistricting on the November 4th ballot to give the people, not the party, the final say. That what they are doing is temporary, because the long-term goal is for there to be no gerrymandering at all. It's why the Democratic House voted unanimously to make gerrymandering illegal with the For the People's Act in 2019, and then again in 2021 with the Redistricting Reform Act, with the Republicans voting against it both times. how California redistricting is only for Congress, no other offices, that the Democrats aren't trying to cheat, they're trying to win. Because winning is the only way to hold Donald Trump and his completely unhinged, unchecked government accountable. The Republican Congress has abdicated their responsibility to act as a check on the president. The only way to give the people a voice in their government again is to get the House back into Democratic control. Without that, there will be no one left to stand up for us, and we will lose our democracy to a dictator. So this is it. We are a nation at a crossroads, and California is showing up to show us what it looks like to finally meet the moment. Thank fucking Gavin.
And Trump were close. Sorry, Donald, just a fact. And when Elon Musk tweets Trump's on the list, and a few days later, there is no list, it begs questions. So they dangled this in order to get votes, and they lied to people. And we're only 6 months in, and the vandalization that he's done, pushing the boundaries on the rule of law, this is darkness.
Really? Because I hear this every election cycle.
No, it's a dangerous game, and America is struggling, and I really worry about our democracy. But Trump is likely to lose power unless they can rig the game.
Governor Gavin Newsom, are you going to try and become the next president of the United States?
Governor of California,
Gavin Newsom.
Gavin Newsom.
Who is the real Gavin Newsom?
I think most people see me as sort of a slick guy, grew up with a trust fund, but I didn't come from any wealth. Like my mom was a single mom. She was working 2-3 jobs. She ran out of her own bedroom, sacrificed everything for 2 kids. And I was going nowhere academically, but she never gave up on me.
And as your sort of political career starts to accelerate, she was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yeah, and she was in so much pain, suffering, she's gonna do an assisted suicide. And I was holding her hand, and her last breath. But look, everything that finds the best of me, grit, hard work, is reflected in her. And that led to me sitting here with you as governor of California in politics.
He's an incompetent governor. Look at the job he's doing.
He's a stone-cold liar.
There's always conflict between you and Trump.
I think he enjoys sparring with me. I know he thrives on it, but I'd be lying if I didn't say it. Every time I have a conversation, it's unbelievably cordial. And he says, you need anything, call me. Including the night before he, quote unquote, federalized the National Guard, but then calls me Newsom. He wants to take me out.
Do you think he's going to try and stay in power?
So I don't think I'm exaggerating, but when people close to Donald Trump send the governor of California, hey, they're not around.
I'm sorry, y'all. I just had to pull over because I just got done listening to the California Democrats press conference about how they plan to counter the redistricting that is currently attempting to happen in Texas, or as Mark Elias likes to say, the re-gerrymandered to the already gerrymandered map. And I was really struck by the press conference. 2 things stood out to me, and I think it's going to bode well for their efforts. First, everyone from the organizational leaders that spoke in the press conference to the state representatives, all the way up to the congressional delegation, to the governor, they centered the voters. Governor Newsom made a very powerful appeal to the voters saying, you have the power. This is your opportunity.
As Senator Schiff said, Donald Trump, you have poked the bear, and we will punch back. We have got to recognize the cards that have been dealt, and we have got to meet fire with fire.
I think that that's very powerful. Centering the voters, reminding the people that they have the power here. The second thing that stood out to me is that they made really clear they don't want to be doing this. That they said the Democrats made the argument from the podium that they understand what the polling says about how Californians do not like gerrymanders, how Americans do not like gerrymanders. And they said, we agree. This is not political. This is an existential threat to our democracy. And we are doing this because we feel like we have to. So they are blunting some of the criticism that they were already starting to get and preempting some of the thoughts, reframing the conversation for the voters who support that they will need on November 4th in this special election. I thought it was crafty. We'll see if the voters buy it this November. But whoo, baby! We are now not waiting till 2026 to see what Americans have to say at the ballot box. We have yet another election happening this year that is going to let us know where the people stand.
Well, tomorrow, Donald Trump will fly to Alaska to meet with a war criminal who he has called a genius in order to avoid questions about a pedophile who raped children while Donald Trump was calling him a terrific guy. It won't work. If Donald Trump does manage to avoid questions about Jeffrey Epstein tomorrow in Alaska, those questions will be waiting for him when he returns to Washington.
I'm assuming they just want to
work.
Thank you.
Yeah,
yes.
and I was just wondering about your vote for the big beautiful bill.
Yes, it's so good.
No,
Thank you.
it's I actually.
Yep, Zach, we've got a reporter. If you'd like to step in, thank you.
I would like to tell you how it impacted our family and my son Luca.
My son Luca was born at just 25 weeks. They didn't know he was going to make it. Like, it was a 50-50 shot. He needed help. He was just this tiny little 1-pound baby that fought for his life. 4 years down the road, we are still receiving services through Medicaid as our son is autistic. And when this big, ugly bill was introduced, my heart literally dropped. So I called our senator office, Joni Ernst, and Chuck Grassley, and I never got a response out of any one of them. I would like to tell Joni Ernst face to face the impact of her vote is going to kill people. I would just like to have a conversation about why she did this.
My son was in the NICU for 141 days.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he had.
And they took care of him.
And Medicaid actually stepped in and we were able to afford our $1.7 million NICU bill. And now he is autistic, and we still require Medicaid.
We will take that into consideration. Should any issues come up, we will take that into consideration. Okay, so thank you very much. Appreciate it.
No, thank you. I just spoke to Joni Ernst while I tried to speak to her about Medicaid cuts, and she cut me off. She just walked off, did not want to have a conversation with me. Yeah.
We already spoke with you.
Yeah, but I want to know why you think giving tax cuts to billionaires is more important than health care for Iowans. Please tell me.
Thank you. She already spoke with you.
She can answer.
She already did.
No, she didn't. She cut me off. When you're voting for a bill that is going to cut thousands of people off health care to give billionaires tax cuts, that's not what we're about here in Iowa. And it's very, very sad to see that she is not even willing to have a conversation with somebody that does not agree with her. So like I said, I'll just keep fighting for what's right here in Iowa.
It's time for the Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John Livestream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the Trucker John Livestream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John Livestream is the best thing you've ever seen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Test, 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 test. Can you hear me? Test, 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 test. I can hear me. Test, 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 test. Oh, there we go. All right, everybody. Hey, good morning. Good morning to you. We got the thumbs ups. Thank you so much, Aaron and Roxanne. It is 10:55 a.m. in the Pacific time zone here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. We're looking at 92 degrees. Expected high is only 101. That's about a 10-degree drop from yesterday. I welcome 101. It's way better than 110 or 111. Thanks, guys, for being here. The times were kind of weird. I thought maybe I could go on at 10. At exactly 9 o'clock a.m. I was up, but I was in bed, and I was actually uh, gathering clips and stuff to make the intro. And then they knocked on the door, the maintenance guy. And so then he came in and did all this stuff. If you remember yesterday, I was talking about, that we might get a knock on the door. Remember? And today was the knock on the door. And so they basically just fixed all the stuff that was on my list. The drains weren't draining in the bathroom sink or the kitchen sink. The garbage disposal wasn't working. Basically, the garbage disposal. I guess someone previous to me had just stuck a bunch of crap down there. I mean, like plastic, big pieces of plastic. He ended up digging out a pair of tweezers someone had put in there. I don't know what possesses people to do, because I've dealt with renters before. My ex and I had a bunch of rental properties. She's the one who had rental properties, but I would, help her with the clean outs and help her with sometimes, between tenants and stuff. A little, I did that a few times. And so, so you see how tenants can be, but it's like, why the fuck do people do what they do? So like this here, why would someone put a pair of tweezers in the fucking garbage disposal unless it's just out of some sort of vindictiveness or something? I don't know. Anyhow, so the guy was able to dig all that stuff out. The garbage disposal works. The drain's draining. The bathroom sink. The bathroom sink. He had to take the little trap out. The little thing, and he pulled out. It looked like a fucking rat or a mouse, but it was just a big hair clog. And it wasn't my hair. That was all from previous. I don't put my hair in the bathroom sink. Anyhow, so that's all cleared up. They fixed the burners on the stove, replaced them with brand new ones. Those work, and so that's nice. I just tested those out. I cooked some pancakes, so those work good. So that was everything. The only thing left to do now is that they need to bring the pesticide guy out and spray for bugs, because there's bugs in here. And I guess they do that on a certain schedule. Like they put you on the schedule. I think he comes out every week. Maybe, I don't know. So it might not be. I don't know when, but I'll have to maybe get in touch with the office and see what day that will be. So that's what was going on today. And so they're gone. No, they're done. So I went ahead and started up the show, and here we are. Now, I wasn't, again, I'm not able to scroll to the very top, the very beginning of the chat. It won't let me do that. I did see earlier, though, that Jolie was claiming to be first in the chat. And I did see, to be fair, way earlier, I checked, I just kind of checked the, I click on here and just see what's going on. And I did see Sandy Foltz in here, like way early. And I think maybe when someone comes on that early, like that, maybe it falls away, or but because then just before I started, I saw Jolie was first, and then I forget who else was in there, like Roxanne, I think, and maybe Michael, or maybe Big Dog or somebody, I forget. But now I'm not where I'm the furthest back I'm able to go in the chat is where Jolie says, "Hi, user dash PH9WT3UE7C." With some emojis of a heart and a wave, I guess. That's where we're starting in the chat, which is probably not too far from the beginning. And then there's Anna Moore says, "You're welcome, Aaron West." So apparently Aaron had posted something, so I don't see that. And we got Jolie saying hi to David. So I guess David Weiss was in there. So unfortunately, I missed a bunch of the opening chats there. But anyhow, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. I know the times are kind of mixed up. And who knows? I might even do an afternoon show after this or something, because I don't know what the hell. But we'll see. Let's do these first 2 hours and see how they go. 25 watch and 28 thumbs up, so we are at a bit of a surplus. You guys you're acting like good Democrats. Now, apparently, Mommy Bestis may have claimed to be first, because Jolie says, "Hi, Mommy Bestis." It's not showing in my chat. I'm claiming victory anyway. And my Mommy Best says, "Jolie, I'll give it to you." So I don't know if there was some controversy as to who was actually first. Apparently, there is a controversy. Anyhow, I just appreciate you guys being here. Jeff Hodge is here. Hey, Jeff, good to see you. Thanks for dropping on in. Says, I think what happened. I'll do editing. Well, I just explained all the stuff. What the hell happened? Still busy, I guess. Jolie says, just waiting on John. Maintenance just showed up at an apartment, so he's delayed. Mommy Beth says the two tyrants meeting is all about removing Russian sanctions, not about Ukraine. Well, Trump said he was gonna. He said he would punish him, or he would do punishments or whatever. Of course, Trump is a lying piece of shit. But Gillespie's here. Earth to TJ. Earth to TJ. I didn't think I didn't want to do the show while they were in here. I just didn't think it would be prudent. I just thought I'd let them finish up their little jobs here, and then we would start. Deborah Murphy says, Jolie, I hated when that happened. Have plans, and maintenance would show up like I had nothing to do. Well, I'm glad they came. Because actually, the reason they didn't come yesterday is because the office has this weird thing I didn't know. They're apparently closed on Thursdays. I dropped my little work order on Wednesday night. I put it through the mail slot. Yesterday, they apparently were closed. So today, when she came in, she saw it, and they got right on it. So that was pretty cool. Like I said, it was like 9:01, and the guy was knocking on the door. Jolie, he's locked in the closet. I'm running the show today. Josh says, is TJ dealing with the plumber? Well, it's just a maintenance crew, kind of general all-around maintenance guys. I think they do a little bit of everything. MJ Daniel from Washington State's here, says maintenance right. We all know he's working on his OnlyFans. Yeah, check out my OnlyFans. Cue the sex music or whatever. I don't know. Alvin Stu, I'm going to an Offspring concert Sunday. That should be pretty cool. Yeah. Offspring, kind of pretty cool band, You gotta keep them separated. Big Dog. Damon Dog, the Big Dog's here, says Aaron West. I've been a disaster my whole life. Why can't I get a hurricane named after me? Well, you never know. You never know. Someday it might be. Someday they might name one after you. What about Little Casper 317? Man, what did I stumble into? You've stumbled into the Trucker John Livestream. Hey, Little Casper, thanks for being here, though. I do appreciate you. Hope you stick around. Stick around and make some friends. A lot of friendly folks in this chat room. Anna Moore says, finally, the journalists are growing a pair. Laughing out loud. What a winner. Winner. MJ Daniel says, DJT has surrounded himself with full-blown Nazis. Full-blown Nazis and a bunch of unqualified idiots. Morons. Roxanne79 says, what's happening, Trucker John and Loungers? Hope you got all your maintenance done, TJ. I think it's all done, other than, like I said, I just need to get the pest control guy out here. Jim, the base is here, says Trucker John, greetings, TJ. Hopefully maintenance was able to service your pipe. Actually, more than one. At least two. At least two pipes. Two of my pipes. Looks like everything's all cleared out now. Yep. Cleared out. Big Dog, I Love Politics, Girls, and IHIP. I've watched IHIP. I don't even know what IHIP. What does that mean? IHIP. Aaron West, Super Chat goal is up. Let's fucking go. I wore my LFG shirt to 7-Eleven the other day, and I got some coffee or something, and the guy at the counter is like, "What's LFG mean?" And I go, and I just go, "Let's fucking go," And he just started laughing. He got a really big kick out of it. I guess he'd never heard that expression before or whatever. And he's like, "Man, I'm gonna see if I can get some T-shirts made and see if we can wear them to work." He really, and he goes, "And no one will know what it means except for us," or something like that. It was funny. Kind of cracked me up. Oh yeah, Josh says we have to say West 3 times, and then Roxanne, Josh, and click your heels. And Jolie says, "Don't do it, don't do it." Big Dog, Damon Dog with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Yippee, going out to Damon Dog. Says towards that awesome new chair. Oh yeah, look what I got. Did you guys see what I ordered? I posted it. Although it seems like only like 8 people ever see the posts. But there it is. There's the new chair. I think it's kind of cool. It's got lumbar support. And it is Jen will like the colors because for some reason thinks that those are San Francisco Giant colors, but they're not. Those are Apple Valley Sun Devil colors or Schneider National colors. Anyhow, so that's the chair. It's been shipped. You know how they send you those updates. Oh, what did I do? Dang it! Now I zoomed myself in, and I don't want to be zoomed in like that. I don't want to be zoomed in. Can I unzoom it? I think that's a little better. Okay, I think that's back to normal. Anyhow, that's the chair right there. And I said they have the tracking. They have tracking, and so they've shipped it. It's still saying it won't be delivered until sometime between Wednesday and Friday of next week. Hopefully, this thing that I'm sitting on now will hold up. It's just literally holding up by a thread, by a zip cord or two. But so that's it. That's the chair. Thanks to you guys. Thanks for all your donos, contributions. I'm able to get this nice new chair. It says it holds 3. I mean, it says I think it was a 400-pound capacity. So I'm well within that. So it should hold me. Just as I'm impressed, she was so polite. I think you're talking about the lady who confronted, I guess, Joni Ernst. And that video just confirms to me what a royal fucking cunt Joni Ernst is. Joni Ernst. Joni Cunt Ernst is. I'm pretty sure in the dictionary next to the word cunt, because I'm pretty sure cunt that's got to be in the dictionary, right? Next to the word cunt in the dictionary is a picture of Joni Ernst. And they're all cunts. All these Republicans, they're all a bunch of cunts. You've got a woman who's telling you this kind of heart-wrenching story about her baby, her son that was born, and if it wasn't for Medicaid, he wouldn't have survived. And Joni Ernst doesn't give a fuck. These fucking Republicans are heartless motherfucking bastards. And I hope more and more people confront them with every opportunity that they have especially when it comes to these cuts in Medicaid and Medicare. Insurance, health insurance premiums going up. Josh sees, I love the intro song, laugh it out loud. Well, I'm glad you like it, Josh. Josh! Oh, someone said hi to Squirrel Girl. Somehow I missed. Oh, there's Squirrel Girl. Hello, chat. And Trucker John. Made the live on time. Well, thanks for being here. I do appreciate you coming on in, hanging out with us for a bit. For a little bit, as we hang out on this beautiful Friday. It is Friday, right? Yeah, all day. It's Friday the 15th. Ooh, scary. Oh, wait, no. 15's cool. 15's cool. We don't have to be scared at 15. Roxanne, that's almost winter 101. I don't know what that's about. Anymore, don't get too comfortable in that chair. Josh sees, oh, damn, I was hoping it was a hot plumber chick. You and me both. Search for you. Can you imagine the sound? I don't know what that's about. You guys can hear me, right? Can you guys still hear me? Big dog, the big dog, Damon Dog, the big dog says, I have an ant problem right now. I sprayed inside and out this morning. We'll see. I've got these little roachy things. Big Dog says, I don't see Sandy. And Roxanne says, Sandy first. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, I explained the whole thing. I checked, way early. Sandy was in here. And I think after a while, it just falls off. Like if you post like 5 hours before the show comes on, I think it falls off after a while. So when you guys come in, you didn't see her, but I saw her. Kevin Anderson's here. Hey, Kevin. Good to see you. Is that 007 Troll? Is that 007 Kevin's Troll Slayer? I think so. I don't know. Nothing I can do about those names. Aaron West says, I got all my clothes packed up. Woo! 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 Woo. I guess you're going on a trip. Tim Farrell's here, the Farrell one. My thumb up is tentative. Okay, well, be that way then, Tim. Just go ahead and be that way. Josh says, Big Dog, after the spray dries, you can sprinkle diatomaceous earth to help re-infestation. Why would you want to have re-infestation? Big Dog did it. He just had to do it. He said www. Clicked his heels 3 times and did a pirouette. And voila, poof. Roxanne 79 says, I just made some brownies for Jen since he's been cooking for me all week. Gonna make brownies with ice cream and all the fixins. Yummy. That sounds pretty good. Squirrel Girl says it's 94 in my part of Florida, but feels like temp right now is 107. Ugh. Hot and humid. Mr. Bob Newell's here. I can't hear you. Mr. Bob Newell, have you been to El Paso? I have been to El Paso. Been through there and stayed at the truck stops there a few times. Do you like speed metal? That's all right. Mr. Bob Newell, how's the drain? Well, if you had gotten here on time, you would know. But I already said how the drains are cleared. The drains have been cleared. The garbage disposal is working. The stove is working. Hey, Marcia's here, says, hello, Trucker John. I know I'm late, and the typing is going to be even slower using Chromebook, so I can't tag. Marcia, just glad to have you here. You're right on time. You're right on time. So good to see you in the chat. Josh says, I like the dark mustard t-shirt color. Is that what that is? I don't know. Ivy Joe Rains is here. Hey, Ivy Joe, good to see you. Thanks for dropping on in to the old driver's lounge. We are at an even deficit. I mean, a balanced budget. 41 watch and 41 thumbs up. So according to my device. Mad Max, Slava Ukraini, absolutely. Slava Ukraini all the way, man. I hope they kick the shit out of Russia. Just keep kicking the shit out of them. Mr. Bob Newell is on the floor laughing out loud. But are you rolling on the floor and laughing? Aaron West, does it recline? Yes, it reclines, and it has that little thing on the bottom under the seat is like a little footrest that kicks out. They had a little video of it and everything. It was only $89, so I hope it's good quality. You know, I mean, I figure if you're spending $89, if I got, I guess, 2 or 3 good years out of it, I would have gotten my money's worth. So I just hope it doesn't break in like 6 months. You know what I mean? Aaron West, 11:10 in Vegas. I'm 8 minutes behind. Okay. Josh says, no sympathy for the masses. Hey, the Soulcraft's here. Hey, Soulcraft, good to see you. Says, I'm having a post. I don't know what that is. Took too many Xanax last night. Please forgive a lot of personal crap. Well, I hope it all works out somehow. Maybe just come in here and just kind of take your mind off things for a bit. MJ Daniel says, hello from the free state of Washington, off to the library. Off to the library I go. Ivy Joe Rain says, my meds are making me sick to my stomach and muscles hurt. That sucks. That sucks, man. Mr. Bob, does that chair have a bong holder? Does it look like it has a bong holder? I mean, you can see the picture, right? Search for you, the sound of tweezers in the garbage disposal. Well, it wasn't making any sound. It was so jammed up that when you push the button, it wasn't. It was. You could just hear the electric motor, or whatever, go kind of hum. It would just go like, but it wasn't turning at all. The guy had to get in there, with the Allen wrench, and he was cranking it around, and then I think he opened it up, and because he was taking stuff out from the top, and then I think he was taking stuff out from the bottom. And that's when he got the tweezers out of there, and he showed me them. They were all like, it was like in 2 pieces, and it was all mangled and everything. Roxanne 79 says, we laugh because Sandy first has inside information, obviously, to get first. TJ, you just see that she just saw that it was an upcoming, it's an upcoming live stream. It was there all night. Aaron West, I'm moving this weekend. Oh, okay. That's right. The big move. The big move for Aaron, yeah. Well, I hope that goes well. Hope that goes well for you. Chris Doug is here. Hello, Aaron West and Jolie. Holy moly. Jolie, holy moly. Aaron is moving to a house 17 miles away. Laughing out loud. I'm moving. I know moving could be stressful. Chris Doug says, thank the Lord, humidity is low today in the Northeast. Big Dog says, I hate moving. Hopefully I'll never have to do it again. If I do, I'll hire movers. That's what I did. Just to move here, just to move the little that I have. Because I really can't do that kind of stuff like I used to be able to, you know. Mr. Bob Newell, Russia wants Alaska back, but they can't have it. It's ours now. We're not giving it back to them. We're not selling it back to them. None of that nonsense. Marcia, with the membership milestone, I guess. Member for 2 months. Thank you, Marcia. I appreciate you. She says, hello, everybody. Love you, Trucker John and friends. We love you too, Marcia. Thanks for being a member. I do appreciate you. And remember, those memberships start off at just $1.99 a month. So you get what you pay for. Yeah, I appreciate it, Marcia. I appreciate the support. That's the type of stuff that helps keep this show going and growing. And did you guys just notice? Another thing I posted that I think maybe 8 of you saw is that we just broke over 900,000 views on this channel, which I know for some people, you know, some of the big names, they've got tens of millions or hundreds of millions of views. For a smaller channel like me, 900,000, that's a pretty big deal, and we're gonna hit 1 million probably maybe in a few months at the rate we're going. So again, thank you guys for all those views. Let's keep it going. It's the views that, you know, I think get us out into the algorithm, and more people will see the channel and see the beautiful content that I provide. But we're at over 901,000 total views of all the videos that I've put on this channel. We've got over 900,000 views. So I just want to thank you to everyone who has viewed my videos. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mr. Badul, after burying wife number 2, I had a 7-day itch. Chris Doug, the Alaska meeting will yield nothing. You get nothing, sir. Big Duck, congratulations, Trucker John. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Kimchi said, hey, Kimchi, the beautiful goddess Kimchi is here. Thank you very much for being here. TJ says, Kimchi says, congrats, TJ, you deserve it. Anna Moore says, good luck. I know how that feels. Oh, Aaron West for I guess about moving and everything. Jolie's got some celebratory type of emojis, I guess. Chris Doug says, douchebag Sergei Lavrov arrived in Alaska wearing CCCP on his shirt. Brain dead Trump has no idea what that means. He probably just thinks it means like, that's MAGA in Russia, in Russian talk, or something like that. Mad Mac has got these like trophy things, I guess, for TJ. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. John from Las Vegas is here. Hey, John, good to see you. Thanks for dropping on by. John says 900,000 is big milestone. Congratulations, Trucker John. Thank you, John. Thank you so much. Like I said, I can't wait to get to 1 million, and I think at the rate we're going, it probably will be, you know, maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, maybe. Anamore says, well, congrats, TJ. Thank you, Anamore. Josh says, I think the Alaska meeting is like Hey, we have this Maxwell problem. Mad Max CCCP equal USSR. Back in the USSR, yeah. I can't wait to get back. Get back to the USSR, boy. Was that Panama? No. Susie Jones is here. Hey, Susie, good to see you. Thanks for dropping on in. And Jolie says hi to John. I think I've caught up. I'm the dog that has caught the tailpipe. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Chris Doug says, by the way, Epstein. Have you seen my Epstein today? So now what do we talk about? What do you guys want to talk about? Do you want to talk about Epstein? What more can we say about Epstein, as in Jeffrey, other than he was a pedophile and Donald Trump is basically just like him and did the same things. So Donald Trump is also a pedophile and a rapist, and he should not be the president of the United States. What do you guys say about that? And I think that if you are voting for Donald Trump and you know all that, then you are complicit in some way, or you are somehow forgiving of that activity. Alton Gillespie says open carry, I guess of Big Macs or something. Josh says I'm eating a cheesesteak sandwich. Last night I ordered some food. I didn't feel like cooking, so I ordered from DoorDash this place. You know those places that just cook meat? I don't know. I don't know if it's Chinese or Asian. I don't know what it is, but anyhow, I saw it and it looked really good. And basically, it's called, the one I got was the chicken and steak box. And so what it is, it's like this really good kind of like strips of steak and this really good chicken, kind of like I don't know, just chicken that's made fried. I don't know. It's not fried, but I don't know. It's really good chicken, like barbecued kind of like, but no barbecue sauce, and a couple of scoops of rice. And then as an add-on, I got a beef rib. So basically, for dinner, I was and the box is not that big. It's like about this big. It's one of those kind of styrofoam things that opens up, and then the side one was even a smaller box. But I tell you what, there was so much meat. I was sitting there eating meat for like an hour. All the meat that I so I ate like or maybe a 45 minutes worth of eating of meat last night. And it was good. It was good. Chicken and steak, and then the beef rib or spare rib. There was so much meat on it. I mean, the meat, the rib was this big, and it was just like all meat. So that's what I had for dinner last night. How did I get on that subject? I don't know. Big Dog Beatles back in the USSR. Yep, that's right. That wasn't Van Halen. That wasn't Panama. Okay. Chris Doug, Trump's best friend for 25 years. Yeah, they were best friends for 25 years. And if you want to go and have sex parties and stuff like that and all that, I don't really give a shit. But when it comes to the kids, everyone should be appalled by that. And basically in trafficking and women too. I mean, women or children. But trafficking's not. If those people don't want to be there, like the adults, if they were forced into it, that's wrong too. Big Dog, for the Epstein time, they are children, not young ladies. For the Epstein, I did not say they were young ladies. I said they were children. That's why I said he's a pedophile. So. Search for you. They were two peas in a pod. Susie Jones. Hey, Just, did you bring enough for the class? Mad Max says the orange felon pedo rapist is the ultimate example of treasonous pig. Anymore, how's your couch? My couch is fine. It's right there. It's right there sitting right in front of me. I lay on that thing every single day. I take naps on it. I take little naps on that couch. Kimchi says, Q? When Trump dies, will he fear hell? I hope the DMT floods his mind with every evil thing he has done for eternity. I don't know what DMT is. A hell of his own sick mind for 3 minutes, if not all eternity. Most people, even though the average life expectancy for a male in the United States, I think isn't it around 76? And Trump is like 80 now. Is he 80? 79 or 80? And I think most people, if they live past that average lifespan, they usually only live to be in their mid 80s anyhow. Like 83, 85. So Trump's doing all this shit just so he can stay out of prison for the last 5 years of his life, I guess. I'm not sure where I was going with all that, but I think the point is we're not going to have Trump around for much longer, no matter what, hopefully. In the meantime, how much damage is he going to do before he shuffles off this mortal coil? Whatever. What the fuck does that even mean? I mean, I know what it means, but what kind of weird Shakespearean shit is that? Mortal coil. How did they fucking come up with that, man? It's fucking English, man. They're really weird. The turn of a phrase. Big Dog, the Epstein time thing comes from a meme I posted this morning, not towards anyone here. Susie Jones, I'm going to have some ganache. What is ganache? I don't even know what that is. Is it ice cream? Ivy Jones, food makes me. Oh yeah, you're going. You've got nausea. So yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Chris Doug says, please everyone embrace the concept of identifying Governor Newsom as President Gavin so we can drive Trump, MAGA, and the Republicans into maddening submission. Josh, that's a hell of a drug. Oh, Kimchi says DMT is the psychotic chemical released at the time of death. That is why strong memories flash before your eyes. It's a hell of a trip for the final trip. I must have had that. I must have had that going through my brain or whatever when I fell off a building, because I swear to God, as I was falling, my whole life did flash before me. It did. That shit's real. Fortunately, I didn't die, but I did have my entire life flash before me in an instant. It's really weird, you know. It's like in a fraction of a second or a second at the most. But when you think you're going to die, your whole life will flash before you. Or at least it did me, anyhow. Chris Doug says DMT equal ayahuasca. Well, excuse you. Portia says, I can't see. LOL, I'm going to be missing a lot of chat, so I'll be listening and reading chat instead of trying to type. All right, Marcia. We know you're there, and so it's good to know you're here and you're watching and listening. We do appreciate you. Lug Dragon's here. Lug Dragon says, hopefully he stops buying buildings and buys a farm. Are you talking about Trump? As in buys the farm? I don't know. Ciccio says ganache is a pasta. Ooh, I like pasta. I like pasta. Anamore says Trump is going to hell would make an interesting episode of South Park. Well, he's already dating the devil, so apparently. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Mad Max says ganache is pronounced gnocchi. Now, see, that's another thing with weird words, how weird they are. It is potato dumpling, sort of. Italian, I love it too. Alrighty then. Gnocchi. New York Okie. Whatever you guys say, I'll take your word for it. Rosanna's here, Rosanna21. I just dropped by to say hiya. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying the life you have one day at a time. It's the only way, sending hugs and prayers. Thank you, Rosanna. I do appreciate you. And hugs and prayers are good to get. So I'll take them. And yeah, we got to just take it one day at a time. We're all worried. We're all worried, I think. Worried sick. We're only 6, 7, 8 months into this presidency, and we're already circling the drain. How much more damage can we sustain over the next 3.5 years? Hopefully, we'll be able to vote. Hopefully, our voting systems won't be so fucked up that we will be able to vote and at least get back the House. Hopefully, the Senate, so we can at least, try to stymie this motherfucker as much as possible. So I know this is like high anxiety. This is a time of high anxiety, and so let's just take it one day at a time and try to reduce that anxiety as much as possible. Mad Max says, darn it, Susie Jones, now I can't stop thinking about some, what was it, gnocchi? Give me some of that gnocchi. Kimchi says 5,000 for mushrooms and 6,000 for ayahuasca. Let's just see. Let's wait and see. I don't know. Luck Dragon says, I can't stay long. I just had to come in and say hello and hit the like button. Congratulations on 900,000 views. Thank you, Luck Dragon. Couldn't have done it without you. Because all you guys that are on here right now count as views. So couldn't have done it without any of you guys. So thank you for viewing me 900,000 times and counting. Mad Max says Niyoki would be better pronunciation. Say it fast though. Niyoki. Niyoki. I'm trying to say it fast. I want to get some Niyoki. Niyoki. Now it sounds like it's Asian or something. Doesn't even sound Italian. Susie Jones says, Mad Mac, there's a shelf-stable brand found in the pasta aisle that's really good. But mine is from a meal plan I get delivered. Mommy Bestis is here. Mommy Bestis says, that's if the tyrant doesn't call for martial law and stop the vote. Right, like I said, if we are able to vote, that's why I prefaced it like that. If we are able to vote, free and fair election, then hopefully we can at least get the House back. Mad Max says the warehouse guys are getting me banh mi sandwich for lunch today. All these weird words. Banh mi. I'm probably not even saying that right, am I? Mad Max, perfect, TJ. You said it perfectly. What was it? Niyoki. I'm trying to say it faster. Niyoki. Give me some of that Niyoki. Kimchi says Nayoki. Susie says it's out on this afternoon. I do not believe so, Susie. I believe it's a big travel day for Hal still. And I'm pretty sure he said he was going to be off all day today. That's why I was thinking maybe I'll go back on this afternoon. I don't know. Marcia says Hal isn't back until tomorrow morning. Yeah, he'll be back on for tomorrow's WCTP and Chicago show. Big Dog says Susie Jones. I don't think so. Andrea posted in Blue Sky Hal was spending time with Summer today. Susie says March 7/107. Cool, thanks. Now, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do without Hal? We need Hal in our lives. Well, maybe Trucker John will come in. I don't know. Maybe I'll try to play a clip or something. It's hard for me to play clips, though, on my setup. Mad Max says, banh mi sandwich, banh mi. It is a great Vietnamese sandwich with chicken or I think maybe pork and some great veggies. All right. Luck Dragon says it's pronounced yolki, like an egg, but with an N in front of it. So far, I think I've gotten 4 or 5 different pronunciations. So that would be Inyoki, according to Luck Dragon. Mad Max says it's Niyoki. Kimchi says it's, I don't know, no Noyoki or something. No yo. No yo. You know what? That just makes me not want to ever order it, because if I can't say it, then I'm not going to order it. If they can't just put it in simple English words, then I'm not going to order it. I'll just get a fucking Big Mac, okay? Kimchi says, Mac, the French bread is everything. Aaron West loves banh mi. All this shit, I've never even heard of this shit, man. You guys are so what do you call it? Like sophisticated. You guys are very sophisticated. I never heard of this shit. I never heard of gnocchi and banh mi. Next thing you're gonna tell me, there's something else. I don't know. Big Dog says, just don't throw your sandwich at a cop. You know their slogan, don't bread on me. I still, that video, when I first saw it, it just cracks me up every single time. The whole thing. I mean, the way he throws the sandwich at the guy, it's just, I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't advocate for throwing things at cops or whatever, no matter, they're a bunch of dickheads, but still, I'm not advocating for people to do that, but it's just funny as shit. And then it's like he throws it and the sandwich just hits him. And then the guy just turns around and just starts tearing out running. It's just hilarious. And then the cops all chase after him. And that guy's not that fast of a runner. I mean, I've seen faster runners. But the cops, they still couldn't catch up to him. Or whatever they were. I think those were these the ICE? Were these the and these are probably the ICE officers that have just been hired with the very, very little what do you call it, like the specifications or whatever. Apparently a 40-yard dash time is not one of the requirements. But it's just the image of it. It's just funny. He throws a sandwich, and then he tears off running, and this is just funny. And then they run right after him. And I don't know I don't know why I found that to be so funny. But it is. It just cracks me up every single time I've watched it. Luck Dragon. I only throw Arby's. Josh, it's like a tiny pierogi. I'm not eating any of this shit that I can't pronounce. Kimchi, if I only knew how to twerk in a cop's face. Marsha, I know, right? And then CSL posted it on Blue Sky yesterday. Oh, Hal and Summer are enjoying themselves and celebrating Summer's birthday. I replied saying that I hope they have an excellent time. Yeah, me too. I saw one of the pictures when like Hal's giving Summer a kiss, and I just thought it was the cutest picture, and I think I wrote like, "Oh, you guys look cute" or something. Mad Max says we're all giving you the same name, just different spellings of pronunciation. We think NY is pronounced knee, not nigh, like you are saying laughing out loud, aha. Gnocchi all together now fast. Ganache. Why can't we just call it Ganache? Like it's spelled. Why don't they just spell things how they sound instead of weird ass shit like that? Anyhow, Kimchi says, Kevin, I can do not do my kimchi dance. Balinese ballet belly dancing slow but hot. DPD says, oh yeah, and fuck the Crypt Keeper Carville for apologizing to the Slovenian ho because he posted pics of her and Epstein. What a cowardice prick Carville is. He needs to be expelled from the DNC. Okay, so wait a minute. So Carville posted, he apologized to the Slovenian whole. Is that supposed to be Melania? I got to decipher this shit. I don't know why people can't just fucking say what they want to say instead of now I got to decipher all this shit. Okay, so Carville posted something, I guess, from Melania or something, because he posted pics of her and Epstein.
where the cowardice prick Carville is, he needs to be expelled from the DNC. Wow, that really has you riled up, huh? Because he apologized. This is the first time I'm hearing of it, so I'm not going to comment too much on it. But just say what you're going to say, you know. And we don't need all caps either. We don't need that many caps. What are you trying to be like Donald Trump or something? Carville looks like a freaking Martian or alien, space. Maybe not. I don't know if he's Martian, but some sort of space alien. Aaron West, I'm still not eating bread and pasta. I miss sandwiches. Josh says ganache is a different thing. Kevin Anderson, kimchi, you're hot in anything you do, sis. Roxanne 70 says, Dane TJ, you sounded all that woke about food. Kidding. You ain't sounded all that woke about food. Kidding. I just don't like weird sounding names. And, you know, this fucking, you know, don't make me guess and shit. Mad Max says Carville apologized for the Melania pics. I haven't heard anything about that. So when some rando comes in here, I guess you got to take it with a grain of salt because I don't know, and I don't really care. Susie Jones says I'm going to cook. See y'all later. You live today. All right, Susie, go cook some gnocchi or whatever it's called. Kimchi says, Mac, but Putin never apologized for worst picks on their TV. Aaron West, 11:52. Hey, I'm only a minute behind. Big Dog Carville's wife is right-wing nut. Yeah, his wife is fucking that chick. You know? It was always on Fox News and shit. Big Hook, the big Canuck is here. Says, hi, y'all. Mother truckers. Do you have any weird words from Canada, Big Hook, that I'm not going to like? Roxanne's laughing, TJ. I just think words should be where they're spelled like they sound, man. For the most part. Susie Jones says, Aaron West, you'll eventually be able to eat a little bit of this, but I can't finish a half sandwich. It's been 12 years since my surgery. Wow. Yeah, Squirrel Bros here says there is such a crapload of news that you can't keep up with everything. I didn't know until Wednesday that someone shot up the CDC. It's like a tsunami of crap. Another word. Yeah, that happened, and I posted it on my intro maybe yesterday or the day before, and RFK Jr., who is the head of our national health, whatever it is, national health or whatever his title is, and he just posted pictures of his fishing trip. You know. Mad Max says, do you think that the orange pedo will attack the Russian guy that is wearing a USSR sweatshirt to the meeting like he did to Zelensky? Probably not. He's a pussy to Putin. Yeah, he's a pussy to Putin. He's Putin's puppet. He is Putin's puppet. It's pretty ridiculous. This whole thing is just ridiculous. Ridiculous. You know, it's just a big sham. It's a big photo op. But in the intro, if you notice that one little segment of the people that were lined up along the street and all were carrying like Ukrainian flags and Ukrainian colors, that was in Alaska. That was what they're greeting Putin with, is support of Ukraine. So I think that was pretty awesome. Hey, look at there. We got Andrea Shilikoff, $5 super chat, I think that is. So thank you very much, Andrea Shilikoff. Yippee! With a bunch of blue hearts. Thank you so much, Andrea. I do appreciate you for that super chat. Thanks for helping out the show. I always appreciate that very, very much. Kim, she says, well, TJ, tough. Sound that Anglo-Saxon bullshit out. Man, you know, then I'm not going to order it. I'm not going to order it if I can't read it. If I'm in a restaurant and I can't read it, I'm not going to order it. So if you want my money, then you better put it in something that I can read. Big dog, that's the great thing about Spanish. Only one way to pronounce vowels. And I can pronounce taco. So I'm good there. I know how to say taco. Roxanne 79 has been having a good time. Amazing time with Jen. Having lots of fun. That's really, really cool. Big Cook. Hi, Aaron, my motor truckler. Andrew Shilikoff says, love y'all. Work keeps me out of the chat most of the time, but I try to listen all I can. Thank you so much for coming in and saying hi, and we appreciate you coming here. Thanks for that super chat. Thomas Walker says, just saying, be fruitful and multiply. It is written. It is written, so it shall be done. I think that's one of the few sort of commandments that people have followed. We've been multiplying our little asses off. Josh says, I see that J.D. Vance went fishing in England without getting a, I guess, is that supposed to be a fishing license? I don't know. A 7-pound license? Another. Can we please Anglo-size that? I have no idea what that even fucking means. Apparently not a fishing license. Mad Max says, I think you would love to. You would love. Now I have to remember how I'm supposed to say it. Gnocchi? I think you would love gnocchi if you tried sometime, TJ. Potato dumpling pasta in a great red or white or clear sauce. One of the only foods that I can ever crave. I don't like much food to gob over. Well, if I can remember how to pronounce it, if I see it on a menu, then maybe I'll try it. Big Dog, I was surprised to see so many Ukraine flags. Yeah, that was awesome. And I hope that Putin was just pissed off as all get out. I hope it pissed him off to no end. Because if it's one thing I like saying, maybe as much as or if not more, than fuck Trump, it's fuck Putin. Talk about two peas in a pod. Those are two assholes that, if there is a hell, I hope they go straight to it when their time comes. And I hope it's excruciating for all eternity for those two motherfuckers. Kimchi, sound out the word tough, I mean. Well, it looks like gnocchi to me, not gnocchi or whatever. Not gnocchi. Mad Mac YouTube on a PC doesn't give any flags, or I would have Ukraine instead of yellow heart, blue heart. Big Hook. Hiya, Mad Mac, Beyond Thunderdome, my Seattle brother and road warrior. Ivan Joe Rains, I'm sorry for going, but I'm going to go down some Pepto and watch Tombstone. Have a wonderful weekend. Tombstone, great movie. Great movie. Have some fun watching the movie. I like that movie. Okay, here we go. DPD 5844 says Melania is suing Hunter Biden for $1 billion, for $1 billion for associating her with Epstein. Carville made comments about her and posted a pic of her with Epstein. She threatened to sue if Carville didn't say sorry. And apparently, based on your previous post, he buckled under the pressure, and I guess apparently did apologize, according to your earlier post. I did hear about the Hunter Biden thing, and I'm pretty sure Hunter Biden said, like, go ahead. I'm just quoting what Michael Wolff put in his book. You didn't sue him. Why didn't you go sue him? He's the one who put it in his book. You dumb bitch. I added the last part. I don't think Hunter Biden said you dumb bitch. I added that part. That was me. That's on me. But yeah, it's just, Melania is just a little money grubbing whore, just like her husband. If it's one thing they have in common is they're both money grubbing whores, and I guess you can see how two different people reacted differently. Hunter said, "Okay, fine, let's go to court." Carville said, "I'm sorry." Apparently, I don't know. Luck Dragon says, "Just say gnocchi. They will know what you're talking about. Try it." If I ever come across it at some restaurant, I guess I'll give it a try. You guys have made my expectations so high, raised the expectations so high that I'll probably not like it. Because you guys have gone on and raved about it so much. I'm going to think, like, this must be the greatest fucking thing since sliced bread or whatever. And then it won't be that good, and then so I'll probably be disappointed. Because you guys have raised the expectations way too high. It's kind of like when people talk about In-N-Out, and then people who've never had In-N-Out, and they finally have one, and they're just like, just a hamburger. What's the big deal? That's why I try not to talk In-N-Out up too much. Because it is, after all, just a hamburger. But it is, when it comes to just fast food drive-through type hamburgers, it's my favorite. And no tricky spelling on the words. Big Dog says Shady JD got refused service at the same restaurant Kamala ate at 2 weeks ago. That bothers him. I did just see like a little blip on that, or a little headline on how the staff, they found out he was coming, and they all said, we're not serving that motherfucker, which I think is great. I think these motherfuckers need to be shunned and shamed, like J.D. Vance and Trump and all of them. They need to be shamed and shunned, at the very least. At the very least, that's what should be happening to them. Mad Max says the couch humper wouldn't get served at a pub he wanted to eat at. The staff told the owners they wouldn't come into work, so they denied him entrance. Kamala ate at the same pub weeks ago. Yeah, but you want to know why? Because Kamala's cool. Kamala's not a dick. JD Vance is a dick, at the very least. Marcia says, went the phone for Canadian and Ukrainian flags. Oh, I see that, because there's the flags up there, yeah. Kim she is first lady of the night. She's a money-grubbing whore. And hey, look, I'm not sure if money-grubbing whore is all a bad thing. But at least just own it. She should own it. She should own that shit. DPD 5841 says, John, it's me at Dion Payne. I changed my handle. And please don't ever refer to me as a Trumper. Sorry for all the all caps. Did I call you a Trumper? I don't think I did. Did I? If I did, I'm sorry. I apologize. I think I said a rando. I think I called you a rando because I didn't know who you were. And so, but the all caps, it seemed out of character out of most people that come here. So it did seem like a new person, a new random person. I think I called you a rando. I don't remember calling you a Trumper, but in any case, I apologize. And I do appreciate that you came in with some other, with a second posting that was much more, reasonable and understandable. And I hope I didn't, anger you or whatever. David Dog, the big dog, says they won't sue Wolf because that opens the door to discovery. Court will and the same thing with if they want to sue Hunter, it's going to open discovery. Anyhow, it says court will force any and all relevant unredacted documents, the same documents they are trying to bury. Right. That's why Hunter Biden says, "Okay, bring it. Let's go to court. Let's go to court, bitch." He'll bring up all the documents too. Big Hook says, what did I miss? I just woke up. I see YouTube is posting everyone's IDs again. This has been going on, Big Hook, all week. This isn't just today. This has been going on all week on mine and a few other people's. There we go. Big Hook, the Big Canuck says it's always about the enduring cost of lawyers. Trump tactic with all his contractors and others who try to get their money from him. Yeah, it's all about wearing people down and breaking them financially because it costs a lot of money. Litigation costs a lot of money. Lawyers cost a lot of money. And that's Trump's tactic, is just wear them down with all these court proceedings, and most people don't have the money to do that. And even saying that, he still loses a lot in court. Matt, I now have to try to remember how I'm supposed to pronounce it. Gnocchi, I think that's it. Gnocchi will add 3 to 4 inches to your hog, TJ. If any reason at all to eat the stuff, that would be at the top of the list. If that were true, Mad Mac, if that were true, I'm sure that would be the number one fucking food item in the world. I'm sure I would not have not known about this particular type of food. I forget even what it is. It's pasta, some sort of pasta, potato pasta. Yeah, but if that were true, I'm sure that would be the number one food item of the world, or at least the United States. Kimchi says Discovery with Carville 2. He probably doesn't have the money to waste on a good lawyer. I think he is a lawyer, isn't he? I don't know. Maybe not. But in any case, you don't want to defend yourself because the client who defends himself has a fool for a client or something like that. But I guess he's not a lawyer, but maybe his wife is. But I know his wife does also TV personality, but right winger. She's a right winger. She's a right winger, and he's a space alien. Mad Max says, you said rando, which I thought was a bit rude too. All good now, though. Well, I didn't I didn't know who that was, so I didn't really care if I was being rude or not, because I did think that was a rando, and it did seem kind of like it did seem a little trolly. The post, nothing against Dion, sorry about that, but it did seem a little trolly to me. So I think I was intentionally being a little bit rude. As I am wont to do at times. But that should be maybe a lesson for me to learn, to maybe really be careful and not assume, not assumey. Because when you assume, you assume, and that's not good. Assuming's not good. I mean, you talk about your gnocchi, the assumey. No one wants to assume. Anyhow, moving on. David Weiss says Sean Dunn, the Sandwich Warrior, has been released. No charges. Yay. Oh, is that the dude? And they were talking about he's going to do 6 years and all this kind of shit. Now, has he been released? Oh, you said no charges. So hopefully that's true and everything. It's hilarious. That just the image. I'm thinking of that video in my head, and it's cracking me up. I should put that in one of my intros because it just cracks me up so much. I don't know why. I mean, when you think about it, you don't throw things at the cops unless, I mean, and not expect to be arrested and charged and all that kind of shit. So, but it just cracks me up. The way it looks. This looks so funny to me. Maybe not to you, but to me. To me, it does. Big Dog says, I read somewhere that YouTube is thinking of making @ names permanent. I hope not. Yeah, you read it right here. That was Jolie who put that in the chat yesterday. And I hope not, too, because I don't like it. It's confusing, and it makes me not recognize people who I should be recognizing, and then I get rude with them when I should not be rude with them. Kipshy says that thanks, David. Great news. White man has his privileges. Yeah, what if a black dude threw a sandwich at him? They probably would have shot his ass like 1,000,000 times. DPD 5844. Thank you, John. Love you. Yeah, I apologize, Dion. I should have thought before I was being so rude. Sometimes I do that, though. Sometimes I don't think, and then I regret it. Mad Max says also the Secret Service went door to door wherever JD was and demanded ID and social media handles from everyone in the house. What the fuck? Just who do these mofos think they are? For fuck's sakes. Yeah, they think that they're Secret Service, I guess. Is that part of the law now? You have to give your social media handle? Are we required? I don't think that's in the law. I mean, I can understand them doing a security sweep or something like that, like to make sure the area is safe. There's no assassins and shit or whatever. I understand that, but are we legally required to give our social media handles? I don't think so. I highly question that part. I'm not even sure if you're required to give your ID because they went door to door. I mean, what if you're living in your private residence? That's your domicile, and you haven't done anything, and they don't have a warrant. I think you could tell them to go pound sand. But I'm not a lawyer, and I don't want to assume, so I don't know. What do I know? Mad Mac, if you want new followers, give noobs a chance to be cool or dicks. That's good advice. Hey, Robert Perez from down San Diego way. Good to see you, Robert. It says, yo, Trucker John, hello to you and all trucklers. I'm bummed out. I went to donate my plasma, but failed to do due to high temp. My grandkids are sabotaging my life by getting sick and passing it along to me. Well, that sucks, and I hope you all get well soon. Maybe you have to wear a mask when the grandkids are over. I don't know. I don't know. David Weiss says the judge said he saw no reason to file charges. These damn activist judges. They'll probably say that was an Obama appointed judge or something like that. It was probably a Trump appointed. I have no idea, though. Marsha says, thank you, Trucker John, friends. Thank you for being here, Marsha. Appreciate you. There's Aaron West reminding us about the channel memberships and liking, subscribing, and sharing. Let's keep it going, keep it growing. We are at over 3,950 subscribers. That's really awesome. We are less than 50 away from the big day of when I will go and pick out a dandelion and we'll eat it live on the live stream. Right here on Trucker John Livestream. Less than 50 now. So we're slowly but surely we're getting to that 4,000. And it's all because of you guys, of liking, subscribing, and sharing, and getting us out there on the algorithm. Let's see. Mad Max says, but the Secret Service did that in the fucking UK. Oh, that was the UK. Oh, that's right. Was Vance over there? So yeah, they're not even British law enforcement. Mad Max says, I hope most British people told the SS to fuck off. Yeah. They probably did. Josh says, anyone know how Dan is doing after his knee surgery? I think he was doing okay. He did post a couple videos, a couple shorts, where he just said, that he was recovering from his knee surgery. Seems like he's doing okay. Maybe we'll get some more info from him, but seems like he's at home recovering. Big Dog says, yeah, let them come over here and demand that shit. I just hope they can hear the fuck off over the sound of the door slamming shut. Aaron West says, Josh, little Dan is home and doing well after his knee surgery. So there you have it. Well, the Fancy Factory's here. Hi, everyone. What did I miss? Fancy, you just missed me being rude to one of my loyal followers. as per usual here on the Trucker John channel. You know how I roll. What'd Damon say? What'd Big Dog say? It made Fancy laugh. Let's see. There's with a fancy cat. Take care, Marcia. I don't know. Roxanne 79 says, and that recruitment video efforts work too, TJ. Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't forget that. Those recruitment video efforts. Mr. Bob Newell, I'm back. I had to do something important. What? Are you saying that this is not important? Roxanne, Dan B. No, it was not Dan B. It was Liberal Dan. Liberal Dan and Dan B are not the same person. Dan B is the one from Tampa Bay that's the Miami Dolphin fan. Liberal Dan is the Louisiana family man, IT guy who does the quite possibly, no, without a doubt, the best show on the internet. And if you don't watch Liberal Dan, you should. Every Monday, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Time, right here on YouTube. This very format, this very platform that you guys are watching right now. Liberal Dan is on here every Monday, Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. You guys should go in next Monday and at least say, "Hey, Dan, hope you're feeling better. Hope that knee's feeling better." He had knee replacement surgery, and that was on one knee, and he's going to get the other knee done. They did them separate. They're doing them separately. I guess in a few months he's getting the other one done. I don't know why they're doing them separately, but that's how they're doing it. Roxanne says, "Oh, gotcha, Liberal Dan, not Dan B." Right. Fancy says, "11 out, be nice, Trucker John." I'm trying. The Fancy Factory. So now I'm wondering, do I subscribe? Did you change channels? I mean, I don't know. Do I subscribe to you? Because I don't remember the Fancy Factory before, but you just changed the name. Oh, that's because we have the ats. That's why. Oh, okay, that's right. I guess. Big Dog says, Fancy Cat. She posted her Fancy Cat in Blue Sky this morning. It's so cute. I love cute cat videos and cute kitty videos. Roxanne 79 says, yeah, I'm usually sleepy when Little Dan comes on. Because for you, I guess that would be 9 p.m. Which is still kind of early. If you must know. It's still kind of early. I hope you guys can't hear the TV. I have the TV on, but I have it on one. Let's see. Is there anything interesting on TV today? Let's see. Nicole Sandler's on. Why am I telling you what other shows are on? Oh, Marcy Wheeler. I love Marcy Wheeler. She's really smart. I'm going to give Nicole a thumbs up. Yeah, Nicole's on right now. Anyhow, who else is in here? We got Marsha's. Hey, Marsha, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hey, glad to see John Glad. John Glad's coming on in. Hello, everybody. Hello, John Glad. Marsha's taken off. Thanks for being here, Marsha. I do appreciate you. Josh says, I'm going to be disappointed if you didn't get to keep the old knee. Yeah, I don't know how that works. Big Dog says, me too, Roxanne. Last night was Boston Brian, Patreon Zoom, and I slept right through it. Guess I'll wait on the second one. I don't do Zooms. I don't really like the Zoom thing. Fancy, I don't hear it. Oh, the TV. Okay. That's good. Thanks for that. Thanks for that feedback, Fancy. It's kind of good. This microphone pretty much just picks up my voice because I know my AC, like right now it's off, but when it comes on, It's really loud, and you guys don't even hear it. So thank you for the internet tiniest microphone for being so good. I guess this is good. I would like to get a new microphone someday. So now I got the chair coming. Maybe at some point I might get an actual like professional microphone. I think what I should do though, I should probably get, because as my desk, it's basically one of these kind of like folding kind of TV dinner trays is what this is. I should probably get a real live kind of a desk, and then I could actually kind of like mount the microphone to it. It's a whole process of things. It's a whole process. You can't just buy one thing and then, I mean, it's like a series of things, But yeah, what are these Boston Brand Zooms all about? I've never done one. I just find Zooms to be too, I don't know, kind of crazy and unorganized, and people talking all over the place. Roxanne 79 says, Aaron West, I'm up early like 5 a.m. to Jen always says I'm down for the early bird special. Dang it, I'm out of water. I'm out of water already. Stay hydrated, friends, my friends. Make sure you stay hydrated. Because, I don't know. It's good for you. It's good for you to stay hydrated. Let's see. What do I have? Was there something else we wanted to post? I don't think so. I should start putting some clips up here and see if we can play a clip. Now, I've played this before. Let me just play this and I just want to see if you guys can hear it okay. I'm going to turn the volume up on my iPad. Okay, that's me. If you guys can hear it okay, I'm going to turn the volume. What? What is that doing? I wonder if I should shut this off. That was bad, huh? Can you guys hear me? That was bad, huh? Volume is low. Could you guys hear that? Yeah, I hear whistles mainly. Oh, yeah. Volume is low. Could you guys hear that? Yeah, I hear whistles mainly. Oh, yeah. Volume is low. Could you guys hear that? Yeah, I hear whistles mainly. Oh, yeah. Volume is low. Could you guys hear that? Yeah, I hear whistles mainly. Oh, yeah. Now we're in a loop. So, see, that's why I can't really play clips, because the volume. I got to figure out why that is. Yeah, it sort of sucks. I don't. Because right now I'm okay. Like my volume's okay. But when I played that clip, yeah, I'm just because if I played say if I played something from the news or something, I don't think it would work very good. Yeah, it kind of sucks. Bob Perez, dude, I'm sick, and those noises are cutting through my eardrums. Yeah, but Roger Dodger, we hear you. Echo, Roxas Echo says, Big Dog, I did enjoy very much meeting you and Jen in Zoom. Roxanne, it's cool to put a face with the name and comments, adds a level of context. Yeah, I guess that would be cool. I could see that, how that would be nice. David Westcott, yes, but there is an echo delayed on your voice. It's the sound of the feedback. So I wonder, because when I was playing the clip, I had my mic on. I wonder if I played the clip and turned the mic off, if that would help. You guys mind if I experiment a little bit with this? If I play another clip, Kimchi says, sorry guys, gonna lie down and listen. Love you all. Kimchi, you take care. Thanks for being here. And yeah, lay down. I know you've been having some back issues. So yeah, if you need to lay down and take it easy for a bit, by all means, just get some rest, Kimchi, and I hope you feel better. Roxanne says now audio is good again. So yeah, okay, audio is good when I'm just talking into the mic. But because I have been wanting to play some clips, and the only thing I have right now in my library are things that you've already seen. But I might do this other clip real quick. And I'm going to turn my microphone off. And let's see if that makes a difference or not. Now I got to scroll down and try to find the clip. It's way down. Stuff gets buried in here. Okay, what about this? This is from the Kamala Harris rally. I don't think this is Kamala. I have a little 22-second clip. It might be. This might be one of the speakers that came in before Kamala did. So let's just imagine, okay, I'm doing a show and I want to play a clip about the Kamala Harris rally in Las Vegas. And here's, I don't know, this might be Dina Titus or somebody, or I forget who it was. So let's just pretend I'm playing a clip. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn off my mic. Now I turned my mic back on. I had my mic off. I don't know. What did that sound? I could hear what it sounded like through my phone there. I don't know what it sounded like coming through to you guys. So how was the sound on that clip? Was the volume too low for one thing, and was there a bunch of like whistling feedback or whatever? Big Dog said no sound at all. No sound at all. No sound. But you guys can hear me now, right? Yeah, you can hear me. So Aaron says there was no audio on the clip. No sound. So yeah, you can hear me. You guys can hear me. Okay, so now I'm going to play it again. Indulge me. I think if I turn off the mic, then that kills the sound for everything. Okay, so now let's try it with I'll leave the mic on and let's see what happens now. So be prepared. I don't know if there might be some squeak, whistling noises or whatever. I don't know. So here we go. Let's see. All right, so that was it. Did you guys hear the? But Fancy says it's too low. Says yes, but volume is very low. Roxanne muffly, very quiet. David says low audio. And the thing is I have no audio control over the clips. I don't believe. Let me see. Yeah, there's no audio control. So that's why playing clips during the show, really, I'm not set up for it. Because you guys can't hear it. And there's no way for me to turn it up, as far as I know. Let's see. No, yeah. There's no volume control on it. So yeah, everyone's saying it's low and muffly, low, low, low. All right, so that kind of puts that to rest, because I wanted to start playing some clips during the show, but I just don't think it's going to work with the setup I have now. Roxanne says had to turn volume up too high to hear the clip, and it was muffled. Is Mr. Spock here? Oh, Mr. Spock, the alien stopped by for the Primo Earthweed. Mr. Spock, hello. Live long and prosper. I hope your chickens are okay. Roxanne 79 says, go on, Boston Brian, so you can both practice that type of shit. He needs to practice guests, and you need to run clips. Well, I think I've proven today I can't run clips until I need to get a proper computer, because I'm doing this off of an iPhone. Off of an iPhone is what I'm doing off of. And I think in order for me to really run clips effectively and with getting good volume and all that, I have to do it off of a computer, whether it's a good laptop or a desktop. I don't, I guess that doesn't really matter. The laptops are, I think these days, are just as powerful and as the desktop. But that's going to be my next, I guess, major kind of purchase, is that, in order to run clips. I would like to go on Boston Brian though, regardless. And I keep forgetting. And Boston Brian, I did see that I was watching when he said for me to get a hold of him. So I need to give him my contact information, because I would love to be a guest on the show. That'd be awesome. It'd be another feather in my cap, because I've been on the House Spark show, and I've been on the Liberal Dan show, and I've been on the Terra. I was now I forget the names. The redhead from New York. That's Devlin. See, now that there's two Terras, they're screwing me up. But anyhow, yeah, I'd love to go on Boston Brian's show. But yeah, as far as me running clips, I don't think I can do that until I get a proper computer. Running it off this phone app, unless I can find another phone app that's better than Prism. But so far, I don't really know of any. Prism is kind of what everyone uses if they're doing live streams from their phones. Yeah, David says maybe something in Prism to adjust the audio. I don't know. I barely can do OBS. Yeah, I was looking through there, and there isn't. I couldn't see anything. Well, maybe I need to look harder. I don't know, but I didn't see any volume control or anything like that. MJ Daniel says a quiet clip, too scary. Ooh, scary movie. Fancy Factory says try StreamYard. I don't think you can do that off your phone. I think you have to do that on a computer. I don't. I've gone on there on my phone. Yeah, it's just not set up to be able to use it on your phone. It just wouldn't work. Roger Dodger is a paid version of Prism that gives you more options. They just switched to a paid version, but the paid version, it all it does is it restores what I had, which was being able to multi-stream. It's $10 a month to do it. I've looked through it. I don't think it gives you any other controls or anything like that, or like volume control, because I didn't have it before either. But what it did is it took away my ability to multi-stream. But since I was getting so little or few viewers on Facebook and Twitch, I'm not sure if it's worth the $10 a month to multi-stream. But I don't believe there's any added audio controls or anything with the paid version. I've looked at what they offer. It looks like it just offers exactly what I had previously, to them switching over to a paid, from free to paid, whatever. Devlin, yeah, Devlin is the one I was on. Yeah, the good one. Devlin's the good one. I don't really like the other one. Anyhow, I know I probably offended a lot of people right now. Roxanne79 says, "Do you need a better app? Maybe." I don't know, but Boston Brian knows how to do it and would tell you, and he needs to practice having guests on. We'd love to see you on there. Yeah, I would love to be on there too. But yeah, Boston Brian, he's using a computer. He's not doing it off his phone. MJ Daniel says, equipment upgrade, got mine at a local computer shop that sells refurbished computers. Got this one for $275, and it is nice. I should probably look into that because, I keep wanting to get like a really nice MacBook or, something like that. And they're like, a couple grand or whatever. I should probably look into getting something refurbished, and save a lot of money. Mr. Spock says, I went to the store today. They had a strip loin steaks at reasonable price, $10 to $25 a steak. Then I saw BOGO sign, so I got two $20 steaks. Nice. Not bad. VD Hertz is here. Hey, VD Hertz, good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. VD Hertz says, one of the most popular YouTube car mechanics, the Car Wizard, is moving to New Mexico from Kansas. Says he hates Kansas. Not the people, though. I guess he is a liberal. Okay. Big Dog, Damon Dog, the Big Dog says, check out some pawn shops. I hear Las Vegas has a few. They do. They do have quite a few. And yeah, I should check it out. I've never gone into one, but I should probably go check them out. You never know what you might find over there. Mr. Spock says, try patching into the old CP2 satellite, TJ. There's WW. Just says money. Money. Money, money, money. Money, 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 money. I want your money. I want your money. Melania really should do a cover version of Money. Not the Pink Floyd one, but the one, what's the other one? I want your money. That one. Aaron was 2 hours. Thank you for the reminder. We're at 2 hours. Aaron gives me those reminders because Aaron remembers when I've gone to the point where the battery just dies, and that's not a good way to end the show. So thanks, Aaron, for that reminder. WW says, have thousands of dollars out there in the ether. Jolie and Westy, imaginary money. See, this is the kind of shit W does. He just comes in with these weird kind of non sequitur type of things. WW, don't keep much cash. Okay. Fine. Whatever. Yeah, Big Dog's talking about the steak deal that Mr. Spock got. Mr. Spock's going to put some barbecue on there. Gonna slather some barbecue on them steaks there, put them on out there on the barbecue. You gonna get you some barbecue. Come on now. Come on back, get you some barbecue. That's the one thing last night I was eating this beef spare rib and I was eating chicken. It was delicious, but I was thinking, why doesn't this have barbecue sauce on it? But it was really good. What I did is I just put a bunch of like soy sauce and shit all over it. But it was good. Even without barbecue sauce. David Weiss says you might think about getting a Mac Mini. The M1 is cheap, needs a monitor and keyboard. A lot of folks mount the Mac Mini to the back of the monitor. Unfortunately, David, I am so computer illiterate that I have no idea what you just said. Okay, so like, I know that a monitor is the TV screen, and somehow you could mount, apparently, a Mac Mini to the back of the TV screen monitor. I don't know. Would you use a bungee cord? How do you do that? I don't know. Aaron West says Mac Minis are good machines. Would I be able to run a show and use a platform like OBS or StreamYard from that Mini Mac or Mac Mini? Mini Mac. I'm going to go with Mini Mac. See, I like to change things around. I like to do it Trucker John style. It's a Mini Mac. It ain't a Mac Mini. It's a Mini Mac. David Weiss says, sorry, Mac X is next to the C. To the C. No, I still don't know what you're talking about. Now I'm even more confused than I was before. The Fancy Factory says, I put that Frank's hot wing sauce on everything. Mr. Spock, mesquite barbecue sauce is good. It's good. Is it made? But it ain't made in New York City, is it? New York City? What was that commercial? Wasn't there a commercial about that? David Weiss has 2 mini computers. I got 2 mini computers. WW says, if you get a PC, it is advanced enough if it can run Windows 11. WW? Yes. Just yes. Yes. Mr. Spock, Big Mac Mini. David Weiss says, VESA mount on the monitor? Yes, OBS for sure. What's better, OBS or StreamYard? Quick, just no, don't think about it. What's your first answer that comes to your head? OBS or StreamYard? WW, Mac is good for media. Mad Mac, Hal uses a Mac. I have Mini Mac at home, but I have to use a PC here at work. I like Apple products, so I probably go with a Mac. W, video and audio. Okay. Mr. Spock, exactly like a Big Mac, only a mini. Mad Mac, paste picante sauce. Oh, is that the one? The New York City? Saucy sauce. WW says, plenty of beef in Illinois if you got the money, Kevin. Kevin, you got the money? You got plenty of beef in Illinois if you got the money. I think they got plenty of beef anywhere if you got the money. W, you got the money? I know you don't keep much cash around. Apparently it's in the ether. David White says, dunno, never tried StreamYard. I am at least as nerdy as Nerd Halen, okay? I have soldering irons and shit too, nerd. 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 WW, don't want to stick my neck out too far. I don't want to stick my neck out too far because that's how you get your neck cut off. Or your head cut off. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. We're going way over 2 hours. And I should probably shut her on down, recharge the batteries. Recharge them batteries. And I really should probably get my ass to work tonight. I haven't gone in all week. I should at least go in Friday and Saturday, the 2 busiest nights of the week. So I don't think I'll do a show this afternoon. I was thinking about, since Hal's not on, maybe I would do a show or something. But there's other options. I don't know if the Suffragettes on tonight. Do they come on tonight? Someone's on, probably, to fill the void. So I'll probably be on tomorrow at right after Hal Sparks after show hangout. I know Johnny Million plays, and I hate going on the same time as JM, but you know, I don't want to wait another hour because I'm, I don't know. I just don't want to wait another hour. So, but probably come on right after Hal tomorrow at 11 a.m. Hal Sparks hangout, after show hangout. If you guys want to hang out after the show, and we can talk about more things about OBS and StreamYard and computers and playing clips and my orange and black chair and all that kind of stuff. I mean, who wouldn't want to come and talk about that? Such titillating conversations. WW, I don't broadcast. In Daniel, there was plenty of beef going around at the RNC, according to the Grindr servers crashing. Mr. Spock, is it possible to stream low background generic reggae music? I don't know, Mon. I suppose anything's possible, Mon. That was terrible. That was terrible. Big Dog says, go to work, John. I know. And the temperatures are cooler today, so maybe I've been using the heat as an excuse. So, I mean, it's only 101 today instead of 112. So, yeah, I know. Sharky, hey Sharky, Sharky from across the pond says, hello TJ and truckers. So dickhead wannabe dictators meets an actual dictator. To hell with both of them. I agree. In fact, at the beginning portion of the show, I said that hell would be too good of a place for them, and I hope that they are going there for all eternity when they shuffle off this mortal coil. I think that's what got me on the whole thing about words and language and what the hell does that even mean? But anyhow, I digress. But yeah, thanks, Paul Sharkey Mannion, I believe, right? Thanks for being here. These things, I hate them. I do hate them too. I hope they switch back. WW would be too afraid of becoming too popular, kind of like you, Johnny Boy. WW, so Hal still has control. I don't know what that means. WW, nobody can. Maybe Johnny Million. Nobody on. Maybe Johnny Million. I don't know if Johnny's coming on today or not. I know he does. I think tomorrow. I think we're going to be going head to head. Johnny Million versus Trucker John. This is America's Top 40. I almost sounded like Casey Kasem for a minute there, for a brief second there. But yeah, it's going to be Johnny Million versus Trucker John on America's Top 40. I don't know. But yeah, so me and Johnny Million going head to head tomorrow, I think. I mean, I don't memorize his schedule, but I don't know if Johnny's on today or not. But not sure. Not sure. Fancy says, do you, TJ? Do you, TJ? No. Do you, boo? Mr. Spock, don't tell me I have to go outside. Hopefully not, unless your chickens are crying about something. when you need something. David Weiss says, I'm intrigued with your cab driving. I drove old school yellow cab. Is it Checkers? I don't know. 7782 in Minneapolis. Minneapolis, Minnesota. Minnesota. I've been there a few times. My dad was from the Minneapolis area of Minnesota. That's where my whole dad's side of my family, they all were in Minnesota, and they all slowly, one by one, from my dad and grandpa starting in the mid 50s. And then by the time we got to the early 70s, I think everyone in the family was out in California. Over that kind of 20-year period, everyone migrated to California. Good old California. California. The greatest state in the union. Mr. Spock, I wonder when cattle rustling will make a comeback. Oh, I think they still have some cattle rustlers out there. I think they do. I think they do have it. All right, guys. I got to get out of this uncomfortable chair. I can't wait for my new chair. I hope it's comfortable. It would suck if I, ordered it and then it's not comfortable. This chair I'm sitting in now is getting to be very uncomfortable. So I'm going to get out of this chair as soon as I turn this show off. All right, guys. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you. We're at 3,950 subscribers. Just keep subscribing. Get to 4,000. We got a pretty good surplus of thumbs ups, and memberships $1.99, only $1.99, really cheap. What else we got going? I'll see you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific time, right after the House Sparks show. House Sparks after show hangout with Trucker John right here on YouTube, and I'll see you guys. The only thing left to do is the words of wisdom. Jeff Hodge, though, asks, you in LV? I am in LV. But I don't go to UNLV, but I am in LV. Beautiful Las Vegas, as I always say at the start of the show. Anyhow, guys, thanks so much for being here. Get your pen and paper ready. Write this down, guys. I'm telling you, these words of wisdom are going to change your life. It's going to change your life. So please, if you have something to write these down and you can use them as in your everyday life, you're going to be thanking me for it. Okay, so here's today's words of wisdom, okay? Are you guys ready for this? Today's words of wisdom is as follows. Okay, so first thing we want to do.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme John Livestream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John Livestream. Yeah, the Trucker John Livestream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John Livestream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again.
Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food, the movies and bugs, shining a light on all the social issues. No shrugs, I've driven through the desert, seen the city so bright. But now I'm living in a different kind of fight. From my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. Apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. So you wanna take a trip down Paradise Road, but it ain't that pretty, it ain't paved with gold. Everybody's got the dirty little secrets, everybody's got some things unknown. But if you ain't real careful, baby, it'll cut you down to the bone. Under all those bright lights, you've gotta learn to ignore the glitter. It's all about fight or flight, and you don't wanna do either. So go on down to Paradise Road, it'll make you wish that you were young. But all it'll do is make you feel old and regret trading in your love for lust. It's all just a big charade, it's all just one big game, and it ain't about love. It's all about the thrills, it's about staying in the hunt, it's about going in for the kill. So head on down to Paradise Road, that's where your friends are now. They're the people that nobody knows. So go ahead and make your big show. So live it up on Paradise Road, just don't let anyone know. It'll be your dirty little secret, it'll be your guilty little pleasure. Living a secret that the whole world sees, hiding in plain sight among the scum and the thieves. It's so damn hard to ever be pleased. Everyone wants to live the good life, everybody wants a piece of paradise. But where would you run? Where would you hide? What would you do to buy a little more time. Grandiose dreams of happily ever after are really just another day's end. And when the sun goes down, you just lay there wondering, can you really do it all again? You're praying for one last shot, you're hoping for one last big win. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along.